make sure that I don't die. And you want to take away this coverage and have nothing to replace it with.
Do you believe in science? Because I do.
So President Trump nominated, by far, Donald Trump was the better choice. By far.
Jason Chambers can handle it, I can tell you that for one thing. He can handle it that stage. But joining me now, let's discuss this. Matt Schlapp is here, former political director for President George W. Bush and chairman of the American Conservative Union. Angela Rye is here as well, CNN political commentator, former executive director of the Congressional Black Caucus. So, Matt, I'm watching this and I'm saying, did we all just get back into a time machine and head back to 2009?
Yeah, right. I think the difference this time is that, those two town halls that you picked, Tennessee and Utah, with very Republican districts, very Republican constituencies. You saw when Jason Chaffetz mentioned the name Trump, the whole crowd erupted in boos. Look, the left is doing a very good job of making their political points. This is an orchestrated campaign. I think it's probably smart for their politics, but I don't think it's going to make much difference in the minds of these legislators who can see this for what it is.
Do you think, Angela, do you honestly think, while you, I'm sure, like to see what is going on at these town halls, do you think it's going to make a difference?
I do think it makes a difference. I think it's really important and really a fundamental part of our democracy is our legislators hearing from their constituents about what matters to them. And I think, frankly, we can go back to the leaked tape. The Republicans have been struggling with this for some time on what repeal actually looks like. This is the reason why Barack Obama stood before us with all types of swag, Kate, saying, well, you show me your plan and I'll support the thing. Because they've been here, done this. If they had a plan to repeal and to actually replace, they wouldn't have just voted to repeal 60 plus times in earlier sessions. They would have actually had a replacement plan.
But
let's get the facts. Yeah, let's get the facts straight here. The fact is.
I always have my facts straight, Matt.
Well, no, but you should also mention just an additional fact, which was a replace plan went to President Obama in a reconciliation package, which the president vetoed. So there have been replaced packages.
And I'm sure you know why.
And there are, it's fine for him to disagree, but it's not fine for you to say it didn't happen. And there's a Tom Price plan that has been submitted before Congress after Congress after Congress. It's not so much a question of what we need to do to fix our health care problems. It's a question of working through Congress to get it done. And that's what Congress is going to do. And our health care system will be the better for it.
I appreciate your distinguishing of the facts, right? But I think the reality of it is those other plans would not have worked. They would not have covered some of the other things, including covering folks with pre-existing conditions. Us not having a mandate, maybe the mandate is not
true.
Maybe, Matt, hold on, Matt. It is true.
Where we are at this moment, we do not know exactly how this is all going to shake out, what the plan is going to look like. That is what Republicans are working on and what Democrats say they're not going to work with them on. But if 2009 is the model, Matt, this is kind of how this would play out. People protesting at town halls, they're not going to get their way. As you said, you don't think it's going to change anything where this goes. But the Tea Party movement was born largely out of those town halls. That's Republicans, conservatives stood up and they changed Congress after that. Do you fear that this could happen, but it could be the Tea Party of the left this time?
No, I agree with Angela completely. This is part of democracy. I think when ordinary voters can have their voices heard, I think it's a great thing. Remember the Tea Party 2009 moment, the moment that really sticks out in my head is when conservative activists in a community stood up to Arlen Specter, a Republican, somebody you thought would be the party they'd be a part of.
I can't remember. Was he a Republican then or was he a Democrat?
That's a fair point, but the point is this, he was playing footsie with President Obama, and the Republicans didn't like it. When I see some of this uproarious behavior at Democratic town halls as well, I will see this as a grassroots movement. Until then, I view it as a left-wing plan.
We will see. I don't think it's going to stop because they're getting a lot of attention.
Exactly.
Matt, great to see you. Angela, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So, the former director of national intelligence blasting the president's travel ban in a rare interview with CNN. James Clapper speaking out, and he says he's not aware of any intelligence to justify the ban, calling the ban unnecessary. Details ahead. Plus, much